The period from the Potsdam Conference in 1945 to the death of Joseph Stalin in 1953 marked the early stages of the Cold War, a geopolitical struggle that defined the post-World War II era. This article traces the key events, diplomatic tensions, and ideological confrontations that unfolded during this crucial period, shaping the trajectory of the Cold War between the United States and the Soviet Union. 1. Potsdam Conference 1945, The Seeds of Division. The article begins by revisiting the Potsdam Conference, where Allied leaders Truman, Stalin, and Churchill, later replaced by Attlee, convened to discuss post-war Europe. Despite initial unity against Nazi Germany, ideological and territorial differences sowed the seeds of the Cold War. 2. Iron Curtain Descends. Churchill's Fulton Speech 1946. Focusing on the aftermath, the article explores Winston Churchill's famous Iron Curtain speech in Fulton, Missouri 1946. This marked a public acknowledgement of the growing divide between the democratic West and the communist East, setting the stage for increased tensions. 3. The Truman Doctrine 1947. Containment takes shape. Delving into U.S. foreign policy, the article examines the Truman Doctrine. Enunciated in 1947, it aimed to contain the spread of communism, providing economic and military assistance to countries resisting Soviet influence, particularly in Greece and Turkey. 4. The Marshall Plan 1948. Rebuilding Europe and Challenging Communism. Navigating through economic strategies, the article sheds light on the Marshall Plan. Launched in 1948, it was a massive economic aid program to help rebuild war-torn Europe, serving both humanitarian and anti-communist purposes. 5. Berlin Airlift 1948-1949. The first major showdown. Focusing on a critical episode, the article explores the Berlin Airlift. In response to the Soviet blockade of West Berlin, the United States and its allies conducted a massive airlift to provide supplies to the besieged city, showcasing the resolve of the Western powers. 6. NATO's formation 1949. Military alliance against Soviet expansion. Delving into military alliances, the article examines the formation of the North Atlantic Treaty Organization NATO in 1949. This mutual defense alliance solidified the commitment of Western nations against potential Soviet aggression. 7. Soviet atomic bomb 1949. Escalating the arms race. Navigating through the arms race, the article explores the Soviet Union's successful development of an atomic bomb in 1949. This event intensified the nuclear arms race and heightened fears of a global conflict. 8. Korean War 1950-1953. Proxy conflict and stalemate. Focusing on regional conflicts, the article recounts the Korean War. Seen as a proxy conflict between the U.S. and the Soviet Union, the war ended in a stalemate, solidifying the division of North and South Korea along ideological lines. 9. Death of Stalin 1953. A turning point in Soviet leadership. Delving into Soviet leadership, the article explores the death of Joseph Stalin in 1953. His passing marked a significant turning point, bringing a degree of uncertainty to the Soviet leadership and creating opportunities for diplomatic shifts. 10. Conclusion. The early Cold War legacy. Concluding the narrative, the article reflects on the early Cold War legacy. The period from Potsdam to the death of Stalin laid the groundwork for the ideological, political, and military confrontations that would characterize the Cold War for decades to come. In essence, the Cold War unfolds. Potsdam to the death of Stalin illuminates the key events and developments that shaped the initial phase of the Cold War. From ideological clashes to regional conflicts and the nuclear arms race, this period laid the foundation for the enduring geopolitical struggle between the United States and the Soviet Union.